All right, settle down, you future titans of industry. It's your boy, Jordan Belfort, back in the house, and I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to tell you the brutal, unfiltered truth about why most of you are struggling, why you're stuck, and why if you don't change, you will die broke. Your poverty, your mediocrity, your unfulfilled life, it's not bad luck. It's not the economy. It's not your parents. It is a product of your habits. It's a slow suicide by 1,000 daily cuts of mediocrity, and you're wielding the knife. But guess what? Today we're taking that knife and we're plunging it into the heart of your bad habits. I've identified the 7 most lethal habits that guarantee financial and personal failure. These aren't just quirks. They are chains forged in the fires of complacency, holding you hostage in a life you despise. And this video is the bolt cutter. We're not just going to teach you how to break these chains. We're going to teach you how to annihilate them from your operating system with extreme prejudice. This isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't for those who cling to comfort. This is for the hungry, the driven, the uncompromising few who are ready to wage war on their current selves. Your future net worth, your legacy, your very freedom depends on the war you wage on the weak, undisciplined version of you. It's time to choose a side. Are you ready to kill the habits that are killing your future? Are you ready to stop being prey and start building a fortune? Then let's dive in. 1. The death habit of undefined purpose, drifting to disaster. Listen up. The #1 killer of dreams, the silent assassin of potential, is undefined purpose. Most people are like ships without a rudder, tossed by every wave, carried by every current, and driven by the winds of circumstance. Where does that ship end up? Nowhere worth going. You're busy, all right, but you're a speedboat in a hurricane. Fast, but going nowhere fast. No target, no wind. A predator knows its prey. It doesn't hunt aimlessly. It has a laser-sharp focus on its target. If you don't know exactly what you want, the world will decide for you. And trust me, the world doesn't have your best interests at heart. Society will hand you a script, offer distractions, and tempt you to stay average. Vague goals, vague results. I want to be successful. I want to make money. What the hell does that even mean? That's not a purpose. That's a wish. A purpose must be exact, measurable, and written. Define the number. Define the date. Define the outcome. Put it in writing. Carry it with you. Memorize it. Breathe it. The cost of drifting. Without purpose, your energy scatters, your hours are stolen by distraction. Your focus is hijacked by the next shiny thing. You chase a dozen paths and master none. You build halfway and then walk away. This is why years can disappear while you're still figuring it out. Story time. The perpetual starter. I once knew a guy, brilliant mind, sharp as a tack. He had a million ideas, always starting something new, but he never finished anything. He was a perpetual starter, full of excitement for a few days. Then on to the next big thing. He lacked definite purpose. He'd tell me about his vision. But when I asked for the specifics, the numbers, the plan, crickets, his goals were as fuzzy as a peach. I told him, you're trying to win a war without a map. You're broke in life because you're bankrupt in clarity. He was collecting knowledge like trophies, but his life remained the same. I forced him to define one single burning aim. It took him days, but he emerged with a crystal clear purpose. And from that day on, every decision was filtered through that purpose. He stopped being a leaf in the wind and started moving like a builder with orders from within. His business exploded, not because he was the smartest, but because he was finally focused. 2. The death habit of laziness. The slow suicide of the soul. This is a silent killer, my friends. Laziness. It's not just about lying around. It's the active avoidance of necessary effort, the negotiation with your comfort, the silent agreement to surrender your potential. Most people want the reward, but not the grind. They want the crown, but not the cross. And this is why they never rise. The illusion of freedom. True freedom is built on self-discipline, not on letting your impulses run wild. If you cannot command yourself, your phone will control your mind, your food will control your health, Laziness will control your time. The world is full of masters waiting to own your focus, your money, your attention. Your only protection is self-discipline. The pain of growth. Discipline will hurt. It will hurt to say no to easy pleasures, to sacrifice sleep, to grind through fatigue. But pain is the toll for freedom. Suffering is the price for mastery. Weak people run from it. Strong people build empires with it. The compound effect of comfort. Every soft decision is a silent agreement to lose. People want transformation, but they won't say no to one more episode, one more drink, one more day off. And they wonder why nothing changes. Nothing changes because they don't change. Story time. The golden handcuffs. I once knew a guy who was making decent money enough to be comfortable, but he was stuck. Every morning he'd hit snooze, scroll social media for an hour, then rush to work. His evenings were filled with TV and takeout. He wanted more, but his habits screamed average. He was trapped in golden handcuffs, the comfort of his routine slowly choking his potential. I told him your current lifestyle is preventing your future lifestyle. He had to declare war on his lazy self. He started with just 15 minutes of discomfort a day. Waking up earlier, going for a short walk, reading a few pages. He hated it at first, but I reminded him, discipline is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Slowly, painfully, he transformed. Not because it got easier, but because he became stronger. He discovered that the pain of discipline was far less than the pain of regret. He chose his heart, and that choice made all the difference. 3. The death habit of endless preparation, the paralysis of the prey. This one's insidious because it disguises itself as productivity, endless preparation. Most people are trapped in tutorial hell. They read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, attend all the seminars, but they never move. They collect knowledge like trophies, but their life remains the same. They are waiting for the perfect time, waiting for more clarity, waiting to feel ready. And while they wait, someone else is out there building, doing, creating. Very ready, you will never feel ready. Readiness is a lie sold to the weak. You don't prepare and then act. You act, and through that action, you become prepared. Courage is born in movement. Confidence is built in motion. Answers are discovered on the path, not before you take the first step. The 5-second rule. You'll trigger for action. You have 5 seconds to act on an impulse or it's gone. The longer you wait, the weaker the decision becomes. Every second you hesitate, your mind begins negotiating, creating reasons, excuses, distractions, and delay is death to progress. Done is better than perfect. High achievers move fast, not recklessly, but decisively. They understand that done is better than perfect, that forward is better than flawless. They make a plan and then they move, adjusting along the way. But they don't stall. They don't freeze. They don't let the moment slip. Momentum is a weapon. Story time, the architect of air. Go, Kay. I once met an engineer. Brilliant guy. Had the most detailed blueprints for a revolutionary new aircraft. Every bolt, every wire, every aerodynamic calculation was perfect. He spent years perfecting it, but he never built it. He was always waiting for the perfect moment to get funding, the perfect team, the perfect materials. Meanwhile, less brilliant, less planned out engineers were launching imperfect prototypes, failing, learning, and eventually winning the race. I looked at him, shaking my head. You think opportunity waits for you to feel pretty. You think money knocks on the door of the hesitant. I told him fear doesn't leave. You outgrow it by walking through it. And that only happens through action. He learned more in 1 week of messy execution than in a year of perfect planning. His business became a rocket. Not because he was the smartest, but because he was the fastest to pull the trigger. Immediate action is the antidote to analysis paralysis. 4. The death habit of distraction. The attention vampire. In today's world with more notifications, ample options, and constant overwhelm, most people are bleeding their most valuable resource, attention. They're allowing their focus to be hijacked by 1,000 shiny objects, by irrelevant opinions, by meaningless chatter. This isn't just unproductive, it's a direct assault on your potential. Attention is a finite resource. Your attention is a biologically limited resource, not metaphorically, literally. Every time you get pulled into a meaningless argument, scroll through junk content, or chase external drama, you're spending precious neurochemical fuel. Those reserves are what you need to build something meaningful, to develop a skill, to solve a hard problem, to regulate your emotions under pressure. The siren song of noise, we've been conditioned to think that if something isn't being seen, it isn't valuable, but that's a psychological trap and a physiological misfire. Your brain's dopamine system isn't built to respond to attention, it's built to respond to progress. Prematurely sharing your goals gives your brain a false sense of completion, burning fuel on perception instead of outcomes. Silence as a weapon. The real breakthroughs happen in silence. Not when you're explaining yourself, not when you're proving your worth, but when you're sitting quietly doing the work no one sees. The absence of noise activates the brain's default mode network, enabling deep self-reflection, long-term vision, and identity consolidation. Clarity, direction, and identity are not found in noise. They're built in silence. Story time, the monk and the multitasker. I once had a very promising junior broker. He was smart, quick, but constantly distracted. His phone was glued to his hand, notifications pinging every minute. He jumped from a high-stakes call to a meaningless email, then to a quick scroll on social media. He felt busy, but he was getting nowhere fast. His mental energy was like a leaky faucet, constantly dripping away. I put him on a strict monk mode protocol. No phone for the first 2 hours of the day. No unnecessary tabs open, no email until after his most important work was done. At first, he genuinely struggled. He felt restless, addicted to the constant stimulation. But after a few days, something shifted. His mind became clearer. His time became more effective. He felt like he was finally back in control. He realized that focus isn't a gift, it's a skill you train. He stopped being a victim of distraction and became a master of his own attention. He became a force, building his future in silence, while others drowned in the noise. 5. The death habit of victim mentality. The shackles of blame. This one is perhaps the most lethal because it cripples you from the inside out. Victim mentality. It's the habit of blaming everything and everyone else for your circumstances. The government, the economy, your parents, your past. This mindset is a cage, and you're locking yourself in. Blame equals impotence. When you blame external factors, you give away your power. You're saying, I am a slave to circumstance, but life doesn't happen to you. It happens through you. The mirror doesn't lie. Jim Rohn used to say, if you don't like the crop, who do you look to? Whoever planted it. And where do you find who planted your crop? In the mirror. You are the one who plants the seeds of your life. Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It's one of the highest forms of human maturity. Pressure creates diamonds. Life is about ups and downs, pressure, insecurities, and challenges. Pressure can create diamonds or it can bust a pipe. What will you do with the pressure you're under? Will you allow it to bust the pipe, or will you step into the uncomfortable and realize that pressure can be turned into something valuable like a diamond? Story time. The man who chose his hard. I met a man who had faced every setback imaginable. Business collapsed, investments crumbled, personal tragedies. Most would drown in despair, blaming fate, but not him. He was a survivor. He embodied the ultimate truth. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. I remember him telling me if I'm going to hurt, if I'm going to bleed, if I'm going to cry, let me cry because I'm in the best shape of my life. Let me cry because I'm building my business and my legacy. He chose his heart. He didn't run from the pain. He channeled it. He understood that when you embrace the reality that some things are beyond your control, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. His mind was his greatest asset, and no external loss could take that away. He became a master of self, rebuilt everything stronger than before, and became a legend because he refused to be a victim of circumstance. 6. The death habit of complaining and excuses, the cancer of the soul. If laziness is the slow suicide, then complaining and making excuses is the cancer that devours your future. It's the deadliest disease of attitude. Spend 5 minutes complaining and you have wasted 5 minutes and may have begun what's known as economic cancer of the bone. Surely they will soon haul you off into a financial desert and they'll let you choke on the dust of your own regret. Excuses are cosmetic, and excuse is nothing but cosmetic. It's makeup, a blanket, a convenience we habitually gravitate to because it makes us feel better. But the underlying issue, the inflammation, is fear. Control your thoughts. Your thoughts are the factory of your future. If you don't control them, they'll control you. Every limitation you feel, every pattern you repeat, every failure you accept was first born in the mind before it ever became real. You cannot live a powerful life with a weak mind. The laws of the universe. Whatever you sow, you shall reap. If you don't like the crop, you look in the mirror. If you spend your time sowing complaints, excuses, and negativity, that's exactly what your harvest will be. The unforgiving time in life is too short to make excuses. The clock doesn't pause, the world doesn't wait, and neither should you. Story time. The man who stopped whining. I remember seeing a guy once, always the loudest in the room, always complaining. His boss was unfair. The market was rigged. His colleagues were lazy. He had a million reasons why he wasn't where he wanted to be. He was sincere, hardworking even, but his consistent whining was a repellent to success. I once told him, echoing Mr. Shaw's wisdom, the major problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth, not lack of money. And your constant complaining prevents any good ideas from taking root. He was poisoning his own mental factory with negative ingredients. One day I challenged him, stop complaining for just 1 week. No matter what happens, no complaints, no excuses. He thought it was impossible, but he committed. And within that week, he was forced to think accurately. Instead of complaining, he started analyzing problems. Instead of blaming, he started looking for solutions. His energy shifted, his presence changed. And for the first time in years, he started attracting opportunities instead of repelling them. He learned that complaining is a luxury the truly successful cannot afford. 7, the death habit of chasing external validation, the path to emptiness. This is a modern plague, silently draining your energy and hijacking your potential, chasing external validation, the need to be seen, recognized, or praised by others. You're spending your energy projecting outward, scrolling, comparing, explaining, defending, but this isn't how your brain actually works. Dopamine from progress, not applause. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It cares about what you do repeatedly. Dopamine, the molecule for drive and motivation, doesn't spike when someone compliments you. It spikes when you make measurable progress toward a goal. You're not wired for applause, you're wired for evolution. The psychological cost of seeking approval. When you seek external validation, you're tapping into a reward system that's fleeting, unreliable, and largely out of your control. It drains your energy. It diminishes your focus. You're telling your brain that the outcome is tied to how others perceive your actions rather than how you experience your progress. Actions speak louder than words to your brain. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and impulse control, only responds to what you consistently act on. If you keep saying you're focused or disciplined, but your actions don't reflect that, your brain detects the mismatch. This creates internal dissonance, mental fatigue, and even reduced motivation. The brain only codes for what's real. Embrace being misunderstood. If you are truly evolving, you will confuse the people who are not. And that's okay. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them doubt. You don't need to defend your process. You need to trust it. Real power doesn't make noise. Lions don't roar when they hunt. Story time, the invisible builder. I once had a very talented client building an incredible new product, but he was obsessed with publicizing every tiny step. He'd spend hours crafting social media posts, announcing his progress, seeking likes and comments. And every time he got a burst of external validation, he'd feel good, but the actual building would slow down. His dopamine system was getting hijacked. He was getting his reward from expression, not execution. I told him, stop announcing every damn move. Your reward system has to shift. You need to get dopamine from execution, not expression. I made him work in silence. No public updates for 60 days. Just pure focused building. He hated it at first. The withdrawal from constant validation was brutal. But as he stacked quiet win after quiet win, his brain started rewarding him for the actual work. The satisfaction became internal, profound. By the time he unveiled his product, it was a masterpiece. And the world noticed, not because he advertised it every day, but because the quality of the output spoke for itself. He became an invisible builder, and his silence was his ultimate weapon. Tactical annihilation! How to kill these habits! Now that you know the enemies, here's how you kill them with extreme prejudice. Morning domination the first hour. This is your strategic advantage. Wake up before the world starts demanding your attention. Jim Rohn famously said, how you start your day determines how you live your life. Make that first hour sacred. No phone, no emails, no news. Use it for you. Plan your day. Visualize your goals. Exercise. Read something that builds your mind. If you win the first hour, you win the day. If you win enough days, you win your life. The time block fortress. Your focus is under attack. Create impregnable time blocks for your most important work. Use a timer, 45 to 90 minutes. Eliminate all distractions. Put your phone in another room. Close unnecessary tabs. Tell everyone you are unavailable. This trains your focus like a muscle. The no command. Learn to say no with conviction. Most people fail because they say yes to too many things that don't matter. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to your goals, your health, your future. Your time is treasure. Protect it. If it doesn't grow you, it doesn't get your hour. The daily review sophist. Don't just live your days, harvest them. At the end of your focused work, take 5 night 10 minutes to review. What did you learn? What did you accomplish? What will you do better tomorrow? This creates clarity, refinement, and momentum. Jim Rohn taught that a life worth living is a life worth recording. Relentless self-education, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Dedicate time every single day to learning, not passively, but actively. Read books, listen to mentors, study success. The more you learn, the more you earn. The why power up your purpose. Your burning desire is the engine of your resolve. When you feel doubt creeping in, revisit your why. Remind yourself exactly why you started, what you're fighting for, and who you are becoming. This is the fuel that keeps the fire burning when motivation fades. Embrace discomfort as your ally. Stop running from pain. It's the price for mastery. When it gets hard, when it's boring, when you want to quit, that's the moment of true transformation. Your nervous system is primed for change when it's under strain. Push through, and you hardwire resilience. The blueprint for an unstoppable future. Let's refine this, layer by layer, into your daily war plan. Phase 1, the first 30 days, annihilation and foundation. Week 1, the purge, defeating undefined purpose and distraction. Action, clear your calendar of anything that doesn't directly serve your purpose. If you don't have a crystal clear written purpose, lock yourself in a room for 2 hours and define it ruthlessly. No distractions for the first hour of your day. Non-negotiable. Put your phone in another room. Close all unnecessary tabs. Focus, clarity. Get obsessed with your one major goal. Filter all incoming information through it. Goal, know exactly what you're fighting for. Experience the power of focused work. Week 2, the iron will conquering laziness. Action, pick one small habit that directly contradicts your laziness. For example, wake up 15 minutes earlier, do 10 push-ups, read 5 pages, do it every single day, no matter how you feel. Consistency over intensity. Jim Clear's 1 page a day is a masterclass in this. Focus! Discipline. Prove to yourself that you can follow through on a promise, even a small one. Goal, build an unbreakable habit chain. Witness self-discipline compound. Week 3, the immediate strike, crushing endless preparation. Auction for every task, adopt the 5-second rule, decide then immediately act, no overthinking, launch that imperfect project. Make that scary call. Send that difficult email. Done is better than perfect. Focus, execution. Move from contemplation to creation. Goal. Build momentum through consistent, rapid action. Learn by doing. Week 4. The Mind Fortress. Eliminating victim mentality. Action. Institute a no blame, no complaint. Rule for yourself. Every time you catch yourself blaming, stop. Redirect your thoughts to solutions, to what you can control. Review your day, not with judgment, but with an eye for improvement and personal responsibility. Focus ownership. Reclaim your power by taking full responsibility for your life. Goal: transform setbacks into feedback. Strengthen your inner dialogue. Phase 2, the next 60 days. Relentless application and growth. Days 31, we 60. The deep dive in the plan, organized planning and accurate thinking. Action. Dedicate specific time blocks for deep strategic planning. Outline your next 90 days, then break it down into weekly and daily priorities. Use accurate thinking. Deal only with facts, logic, and verifiable information. Question everything. Cut out all noise, gossip, and opinions that don't serve your purpose. Focus, clarity, and strategy. Build a robust blueprint for sustained action. Goal: eliminate wasted motion. Ensure every effort is high leverage. Day 61, 90. The unstoppable ascent, persistence, and ruthless accountability. Action. Double down on your most important lever-moving tasks. Implement ruthless accountability systems, daily check-ins, even if just with yourself. Measurable progress tracking. Celebrating small wins to fuel motivation. Seek external accountability if needed. A mentor or mastermind group. Push through boredom and discomfort. This is where transformation truly lives. Focus, endurance, and resilience. Make I will your automatic response. Goal: become the kind of person who finishes what they start, no matter what. The power of stacking your hours. Most people underestimate what 1 hour a day can do. 1 hour of discipline, 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of building, 1 hour of investing in your mind, your body, your future. The math of domination. 1 hour a day is 7 hours a week. That's over 300 hours a year. That's more than 7 full-time work weeks. What could you do with 7 full-time weeks, focused only on growth? You could write a book, learn a high-value skill, build a business, change your health, master your mindset, or even rebuild your life. Small disciplines multiply. Small disciplines don't stay small. They expand, they multiply, they shape who you become. Every time you show up for that hour, you're casting a vote for your future, saying, I'm not wasting my life, I'm not waiting on luck, I'm building something that matters. Identity shift. You go from someone who waits to someone who builds. 1 hour at a time, you start to believe in yourself again. You begin to trust your word. You prove to yourself that discipline isn't just a word, it's a lifestyle. Jim Rohn sits timeless wisdom for your ascent. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. You don't get paid for time, you get paid for value. For things to change for you, you've got to change. What you don't change, you choose. You've heard the brutal truth. You've been given the blueprint. You know the 7 lethal habits that guarantee you die broke. And now you know how to annihilate them from your life. This isn't just about money, it's about claiming your destiny. Your poverty is a product of your habits. Your wealth is a product of your decisions. You get what you earn, you get what you build. Now the easy part is over. The talking, the listening, the dreaming. The hard part begins now, the doing. Will you choose comfort, mediocrity, and the slow suicide of bad habits? Or will you choose discipline, relentless action, and the brutal grind that forges titans? Remember what Jim Rohn said, life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. And that change begins today, right here, right now. Your future self is counting on you. Your legacy depends on it. So choose your heart. Go out there and make it happen. Attack your day with the ferocity of a predator. Lock in on your purpose. Execute without hesitation. Grind in silence. And let your undeniable success be the only noise that matters. The clock is ticking. Your future net worth depends on the war you wage on your current self. It's time to choose a side. Go get it.